Consulting firms belong to the top employers 2023. Deloitte wants to become more sustainable, and EY prepares for an acquisition program. These are the news for this week. Hi, my name is Johannes Niari. I'm a strategy consultant, and on this channel I want to help you to learn the necessary skills that help you in your first years of your consulting career. And today we continue with the new series that we started last week. So every week I want to give you the latest news of the consulting industry. And today we have 3 headlines. So let's start with headline number 1. And this headline is that consulting firms again belong to the top employees worldwide in the year 2023. And I mean, this is quite remarkable because, of course, there are many other great companies, like, for example, Apple, the tech companies, the large automotive companies in Germany, Tesla. There are many great companies out there that are part of this ranking. But year over year, consulting firms always rank in the top, positions for being the best employers for this year. Of course, you have to say that, especially due to the headcount reduction in all of the tech companies like Amazon, like Facebook, etc. There is a kind of negativity around these tech companies, so there might be a bit less competition for that, but still it's very remarkable that consulting firms are always ranked belong the top employers in a certain year. And the reason for that is that if you talk about the product of a consultancy, you have to say that it's the service, it's the solution that they provide for the client. In order to get that solution, they need their personnel. So what they do at the end is that they sell project teams, so they sell people to provide a certain service. And this means that the quality of the product is the quality of the people. And that's the reason why consultancies, invest so much time, so much effort in, first of all, picking the best people they can get. And second, also to develop these people and to provide the right environment in order to make them happy, in order to keep them within the company as long as possible, because this is the most important asset. And if we took a look at the ranking was done by Glassdoor. So Glassdoor is a platform where you can evaluate companies, where you can rate them, you can say how satisfied you are. And every year Glassdoor publishes a employer reporting. And if we take a look at the rankings, then we see that especially the 3 big strategy companies like McKinsey, BCG, and Bain rank in the top positions for being the best employer. So if we take a look at McKinsey, for example, in the US, they're ranked number 4. In the UK, they're only ranked number 45, quite surprising. And in Germany, they are even ranked number 1. If we take a look at BCG, in the US, rank 7, in the UK, rank 3, in Germany, only rank 18, and Bain in the US, rank 3, in the UK, rank 1, and in Germany, it's not belong the top 25 ranks. Surprisingly, we also have Capgemini Invent, who have quite a positive ranking, especially in the UK, and in Germany, rank 4, rank 2. This is quite remarkable. Then you have other companies as well in these rankings. So this basically means, and I think, this is not surprising, that consulting firms, again and again belong to the top companies worldwide, to the top employees worldwide. And if you're thinking about joining the consulting industry, especially if you want to work in the strategy sector, you can be assured, that there are a lot of benefits and that, they are typically great employers. So that being said, let's jump to the next headline. And this headline is that Deloitte wants to include a sustainability delivery clause. Sustainability has been a huge topic for years now, especially the 2 years it was quite popular to talk about that, to discuss about that. And also, in the consulting industry, we ask ourselves the questions, how can we become more sustainable? Because of course, we also need to contribute. And Deloitte takes it one step further, and they want to include a sustainability clause in their client contracts, which means that they are obliged to be sustainable while they are conducting client projects. And what are the typical levels to be sustainable as a consultancy? Of course, traveling is number 1. If you fly an entire project team week over week, from one location to another location, of course, this has a very negative impact on the CO2 balance. So this is, of course, the major issue that consultancies have. So Deloitte can act on that by, reducing the travel, by doing more meetings online and stuff like that. Also, they say they want to use more renewable energy within their offices. They also want to convert their car fleet to hybrid or electric vehicles. And also what they want to do is that they talk to their suppliers and subcontractors, and they want to make sure that they have sustainability goals as well. I think it's a very interesting development because, in the future, we can expect that in the consulting industry, we will travel less, we will, work more from the office. I think this is a trend that we will see and that will, continue to become more important over the next years. And the interesting thing about that is, that this kind of changes, the model for consultancies, because, in the past 10 years, this kind of travel lifestyle that you have ever had or still have as a consultant was the kind, it was still an argument, or it is still an argument to attract new people, because it's very exciting. If you fly, or if you travel from city to city, you see many different countries, see many different places. And I think this will change, that consultancies will change their work more to the office locations. And of course, this will have an impact on, first of all, how to attract people, but also on the way how consultancies operate in general. So let's talk about headline number 3, and this headline is that EY prepares for major acquisitions. So according to an article by the Financial Times, they allocate 2.5 billion to fund acquisitions for the consulting arm. And as you probably know, there is an upcoming split from within EY from the consulting. They split the consulting business from the audit business, and the reason is because there's a very strong regulation. If you have an audit agreement, then you cannot do consulting agreements because there's a conflict of interests. And the rationale is, and EY is the first one of the big 4 who does that move. The rationale is if they, split the consulting from the audit business, that consulting business has more flexibility to grow. And the ballot within the partner group will be, I think, in March or April, and then we will see if they really make this move. But what they already do is that they allocate some cash, and they allocate 2.5 billion and reserve that for future acquisitions. And this is quite aggressive. What I want to do is that they want to add at least 1.5 billion in revenue to the consulting business through acquisitions, which is very, very aggressive. Also, they allocate 400 million euro in order to build a new brand. So probably once the company splits, they will not operate anymore under the name of EY. They will probably have a new brand, a new campaign. And what they want to acquire is that they focus on strategy firms, technology, and ESG firms. And this is very, very interesting. And we had that also in the last news. I think this split, within EY will be one of the huge topics this year. And we can expect a lot of dynamic on the consulting market. And I'm very, very excited about how this develops. So if you liked that video, then please leave a thumb up, subscribe to this channel if you want to get more news and more content that will help you to learn the necessary skills in order to have a successful career in consulting. And with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Talk to you soon. Goodbye, Johannes.